Welcome to FLIX Daily News for April 20th, 2012. I'm your host, Israel Anderson. Well, the money bomb is, I guess, over because they just took the ticker down, which is frustrating. I wish they had left it up. You can still donate to the campaign. The website looks a little different to this now, but you can still get along there and donate. It's Friday, payday, so go and give 10 or 20 bucks. It'll really be a great thing. Ron Paul news. Ron Paul was just speaking in Ithaca, New York at Cornell University. Here he is, completely packed the stadium. Looks like an ice skating rink, ice hockey rink rather. Only one seat empty in the whole house. Looks like this one here. I've looked all around the image. It's packed, totally packed. 4,400 seat capacity, not a single empty seat in the place. Amazing. This is why we keep giving to the campaign, so Ron Paul can continue to get around the country and do this. All right, it's really, really important. Delegation update. I'm trying to collate some of the information about delegates. I tell you, it is so much harder than you could possibly imagine, but I'm doing it, and you'll see some results as the states go through their conventions. But this is what happened in Alaska just recently. The GOP establishment tried to block us, but we know the rules. So now things are on track for a victory in Alaska. You probably heard Alaska wasn't doing so great, and there was a bit of a coup there with the Romney people. Well, when you know the rules and you can kind of speak to them and tell them you've got to follow the rules, you know, we've been able to swing things back our way. Expect some really terrific news out of Alaska really soon. Exactly the same thing in Wyoming. I've got the same text there, you don't need to read it. And exactly the same thing in Nevada as well. We're doing really, really exceptionally well. It's fantastic. I'm loving it. Now, Ron Paul, he was just interviewed last night in Ithaca, and he had this to say, but remember, I've been telling you, think positively. It's all going to be good. Listen to what Ron Paul has to say. He agrees with me. Fancy that. Now listen.
I'm not making any rash predictions. I'm very pleased with our progress, and in many ways we're doing better than I expected. And there's a lot of votes that haven't been counted, and the delegates have really just going through the process. So I'm cautiously optimistic on how well we do.
Cautiously optimistic on how well we will do, ahead of his expectations. So, you know, this is what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to just pump you up with a bunch of hyperbole. There is a strategy at work here, and it's working. We are getting far more delegates than we thought we were going to get. Our chances at the convention are getting better every single day. Trust me, this is looking really, really, really good. All right, California. This is really important. A lot of Californians, a lot of Californian Democrats think they can just go along and vote in the Republican primary. They believe it's an open primary. First of all, California is not an open primary. You must be registered as a Republican to vote. Absolutely crucial. If you are not a registered Republican, you will not be able to vote in the Californian primaries. You can vote in the California general election, no problem at all. Anybody from any political registration can do that. That's not an issue. But if you want to vote in the Republican primary and win California for Ron Paul, and you are a Democrat, a blue Republican as we call them, you absolutely must register to be a Republican. And you need to do that right here. Again, another crazy long URL, so I've made a shorter one here, tinyurl.com/Cali Paul, C-A-L-I, Paul. Get along there. You will find, this is the Secretary of State and California government website, and this is where you register to vote. Now, it's not fully electronic. You need to complete your details, and then you need to mail it in. So I've lied here. It's a big fat lie. The registration date is not May 19th, it's May 21st. But I want you to pretend it's May 19th, because you have to print the form off and mail it in. And I don't want you doing it on the last day and possibly getting it postmarked on the 22nd, and it's not going to be any good. So pretend the cutoff day is May 19. Get along to the website. Again, let me just go back in my slides there, if I may, and you will see something's not working. Here we go. No, that's okay. Anyway, bear with me. Crazy iPad. All right, there we go. tinyurl.com/Cali Paul. Put that into your browser, unless you want to type all that in. you fill in your details on the website. It creates a PDF document with everything filled in. You then need to print it off, put it in an envelope, put a stamp on it, and send it off. If you don't do that, you will not be registered to vote. All right. So again, pretend it's May 19th, even though it's not. So I don't have people, emailing me and saying, Israel, it's the 21st. No, just pretend it's the 19th. Get it in the mail, and do that, and that way you will be registered to vote. That's absolutely important. Now, grassroots events, we've got something awesome coming up. Texas for Ron Paul is a grassroots initiative. They are putting on a music festival Friday, May 18th to 20th in Austin, Texas. You can find the information here, texasforronpaul.com. They've got a few acts already signed up. And you'll find tons more information on their website about this. And if you have a large grassroots event, not just a garage sale or a bake sale or something, but you have a large event like this and you want it to get some attention, then send me the details and we'll put it on the show. The new section we just released yesterday, what's going on in Congress? Now, this is important. We all heard about these bills that were trying to restrict some of the internet, the kill freedom bills, I like to call them. There were ACTA, SOPA, and then PIPA, and all of these got defeated in one way or another. And some big companies, Facebook, Google, were against these bills. Well, now there is the mother of them all, and it's called CISPA. And you notice it's an acronym of all these, an anagram rather, of all the letters in there. It's kind of funny. I guess they don't play Scrabble much. So CISPA is a horrendous bill. This is what it's going to do. It does away with all existing privacy restrictions between government, military, and the private sector online. Read that again. It does away with all existing privacy restrictions between government, military, and the private sector. There's not been a bill that has destroyed our freedom online like this. This is absolutely horrendous. Companies like Google, Facebook, and Twitter will share your information, like your passwords, with the government without a warrant. They will not need to go before a judge and request a warrant. They can just do it. And almost any branch of the government can send them a request and they will have to comply and hand over your information. And it defines cybersecurity as being almost anything they want. You may download a music file and they may consider it, a security risk. There's no defining really of this term. It's so broad, it's absolutely ridiculous. So here is the actual bill number, and this is kind of being pushed through quite speedily, of the long-form title, Cyber Intelligence Sharing Protection Act of 2011. So we need to do something about this. Here is where you can read the bill in its entirety, but it's time now, again, to contact our Congress critters in both the Senate and the House this time. Go to contactingthecongress.org, find who your representatives are in both the House and the Senate, contact them, email them, phone them, and let them know that you are disgusted with this bill and you do not want it to pass. I have a terrible feeling that this is going to pass. Whereas Facebook was against SOPA and PIPA, Facebook is supporting this bill, supporting it, not even staying neutral. They are supporting it. Mark Zuckerberg has publicly come out in support of this bill. Microsoft as well are supporting this bill. So this is a really, really serious thing. We need to do something about it. But some great news. This is a completely different bill, and this is an exciting bill. This is something we should be proud of. Virginia has nullified the NDAA in their state. They passed the bill, HB 1160, and you can pause the video and read it here, but I'll just go over a couple of points. I've just highlighted some pieces here. No agency of the Commonwealth shall knowingly aid an agency of the Armed Forces of the United States in the detention of any citizens pursuant to the National Defense Authorization Act. And I noticed down the bottom here, they bolded violation of the United States Constitution. I have to look up what that is. I'm not sure what the United States Constitution is. I've never seen a government document reference that before. Being facetious, of course, but I mean, congratulations on Virginia. There's a bunch of other states that are looking to pass similar legislation. Colorado, my state, is not on the drawing board for doing that, unfortunately. We might have to do something about that. Ellen Hilliard, you're going to hear that name in an upcoming show. She is running for to be a state rep here in Colorado. Then we'll see a bill like this introduced, that is for certain. Ellen Hilliard, great friend of mine, running for office. She's going to be a fantastic representative of the people, that I can assure you. She was one of the people that is absolutely instrumental in helping us do so well for Ron Paul here in Colorado. Anyway, I haven't got any slide about her now. Picture of the day. I do have some pictures of this. This is incredible. You're going to love this. I mean, I kept looking at the photos. I was amazed. At first, I didn't believe it. But check this out. This is Gil Gildner. And he's got this beautiful mural on his vehicle here. You can see him drawing it in this shot. And that is almost done. He's done Ron Paul. Now you might think, what on earth is he doing? Well, if we just go back to this other one here, that in his hand is a Sharpie. He is drawing this with a Sharpie. I mean, I can't believe it. It's phenomenal. And this is the finished piece. I think this is absolutely phenomenal. I've never seen anything like it. Now, I've seen the guy that's put all the stickers on his car, and he did it last election cycle and this one, and it's quite amazing. But that is just something else. So yeah, quite amazing. He gets picture of the day. Reminder, ronpaulvolunteer.com. If this is the first time you've watched these videos, get along to this science creation of mine, where we're going to use it if Ron Paul runs in a third party run. And hey, he may not, probably won't. There's a chance he will. And if he does, I want to be ready for it. Okay, so that's what ronpaulvolunteer.com is about. And that's our show for today. You know, I had to cut so much out to get this because I was doing so much research on all these other things, but they will come on Monday's show. I did just go to CU Boulder. They had the 420 protest there. They had shut down the campus. They gave me a media pass, so I was able to get in. I took a whole bunch of photos and shot some video of brother and sister who both received a citation for trespassing because they shut the campus down. They wouldn't let anybody on campus that wasn't a student. Now, last year I was there as well, handing out Ron Paul stuff, of course, and not even kidding, wasn't smoking, and yet there was probably 10,000 people there last year. This year, there was about 400 or 500 because most of the people that are turning up are not CU students. They're from, other people in Boulder and the Front Range area, and some people flying from all over the country to come. But the interesting thing about 420 at CU this year is it was much more of a protest than a smoke out. So, and you'll see I took some photos of the protest signs. Some of them were very interesting, so we'll get to see those on Monday. And tomorrow we're releasing a interview I just did with Tom Woods, so make sure you catch that tomorrow on Saturday. So do that for me. You can find us on Twitter, you can find us on Facebook, and you can financially support us here if you would like to. But before you do that, even though this is no longer on the campaign's website, please get along to the campaign's website and donate. It's payday, you got a little bit of cash, give 10 or 20 bucks to the campaign so we can keep Ron Paul flying around the country, speaking at these events and so forth. It's very, very important. All right, that's our show for today. I will see you on Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.